Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Umineko When They Cry, episode 5. So last time we got fully introduced to the newest character, Erika Furudo, and she is a detective for some reason, right? So we cannot suspect her or anything like that because even Lambda Delta and Burn Castle said it in red, right? She cannot be the culprit and that is one of the rules. So yeah, let's see what happens today. Honestly, very mysterious character and I can't wait to see what happens with this. Erika's seat was the lowest one in rank. In other words, it was at the inferior end of the table. I mean, she is just a guest though, that's why. Since Kinzo's seat at the high end of the table was empty. If you spun the whole thing around, it sort of looked like Erika was the host of this dinner. True.
それでは皆様、本日の晩餐を始めさせていただきたいと思います。
After Goda's announcement, dinner began with the applause that had become almost customary. It was finally the beginning of the dinner orchestra conducted by Toshiro Goda. Except for Krause's household, sitting at such a majestic dinner table was no everyday thing for these people by any means. However, they were all used to this event and acted as though it was completely normal. Once again, if anyone was to be surprised, it should have been Erika. And yet she showed no signs of amazement at this dinner and acted with composure, blending in with everyone else. There wasn't even a sliver of fear one might expect from someone who had wandered here like a lost puppy.
不思議な子ですね。後宮家の1年間で最も豪華な晩餐を前に何も取り乱さないとは。
But honestly though, she looks like a rich person as well. Even acts like it, right? The way she talks, I mean.
最近の子は肝が据わってるわ。
Yeah, very soft spoken, yes.
嫌いじゃないわ、そういうの。
フルドさんはこういう食事には慣れているのですか。大した落ち着きようだ。
ほんまやな。ずいぶん手慣れたもんや。
Okay, Hideyoshi's voice is back now. Maybe last time when I was hearing him, maybe I'm just not hearing him clearly. But yeah, I think this is the voice now. The accent is back.
わしなんか未だに次はどのフォークを使えばいいんか混乱するんやで。
Or maybe I just got confused, right? Yeah, probably didn't change voice actors, it's just me.
ああ、こっちやったか。それともこっちやったか。
Without showing any confusion over the line of utensils in front of her, Erika gracefully ate her hors d'oeuvre. How to even mention that? I forgot how to say this word. Yeah, I don't even know. I forgot. Hideyoshi had started joking around with her, gripping a fork in each hand. Of course, the president of a company in the food service industry like Hideyoshi obviously knew his table manners. However, thinking that Erika must be nervous over this dinner, he had intentionally spoken with a comic tone of voice.
外側から順に使うだけですし、面倒だったらお箸を頼めばいいんです。
Chopsticks.
日本人ならお箸です。お箸はいいですよ。
I like there's some sound effects when she moves.
これ一膳あればどんな料理でも対処できます。
As soon as she began talking about chopsticks, her eyes started glittering. The smile she showed for the first time was different or far from different from the dignity she displayed before, more like something you'd expect from someone her age.
カレーライスはさすがにスプーンでしょ。
丼に盛ればいいんです。
Donbori, okay, we can read something later.
牛丼をスプーンで食べる人いますか？いませんよね。日本人なら断じて絶対鉄頭鉄尾お箸です。
Beef bowl with a spoon. I would eat a beef bowl with a spoon. I mean, I guess for me, because we don't really use chopsticks.
というわけでゴーダさん、すみませんがお箸をお願いします。私が日本人として恥ずかしくない食べ方をご覧に入れてみせましょう。ところで次のお料理は何ですか？
それが困ったことに、次はスープでございまして。
As she imitated a shrugging gesture, Erica winked at everyone. She became the main attraction in this family dinner. Of course, no one was laughing at her. She obviously knew that soup came after that in a full course meal. Furthermore, Erica had noticed both that she'd been performing too perfectly and creating a sense of tension, and that Hideyoshi had tried to break the ice because he thought she was nervous. That's why she started acting a little childish and lighthearted, acting out the part of a guest enjoying a harmonious dinner. Pretty soon, not only Kirei but everyone else caught on. Thought she was an invited guest, or though she was an invited guest, she was apparently worthy of participating in an USHIROMIYA family dinner.
頭のいい子ね。本当にこの子、偶然の来客なの？実は、今日の親族会議にこっそり呼んだ兄さんの隠し子じゃないの？
Whoa! Don't tell me you secretly called your illegitimate child to today's family conference, Nissan.
賢く場を和ますセンスもあるようだ。
I mean, the person that called Natsui did say that, right? That he was gonna be here?
マナーも見事じゃないか。
I mean, you could easily use a voice changer. I don't know.
あんな子が娘だったら悪くはないね。
それはひでえぜ。ジェシカちゃんの達成がなくならな。
ひどいわ、ルドルフ兄さん。
どうしたんだい、ジェシカちゃん。頭痛かい？
私の評価がずんずん下がってる気がするぜ。
They would prefer Erica to be their daughter.
こりゃ本家の令嬢として負けられねえだろ。お前も日頃夏日おばさんに仕込まれてるテーブルマナーと貫禄で対抗してみろよ。
見たい見たい。テーブルマナー見たい。
ほら、はしゃぐのはマナー違反だよ。ささ、ジェシカちゃん、お手本を見せてあげて。
もちろんだぜ。
Jessica straightened up so much, it looked like someone had poked her back with a pole. She had good posture, but it somehow lacked elegance. She looked, well, kind of like a triangle ruler. She sat at attention with her gaze fixed straight ahead, tried to bring her food to her mouth despite this, and failed miserably. Dad, who was sitting next to her, suddenly realized that something was up.
どうしたんだ、ジェシカちゃん。腹でも痛えのか？
Jessica turned bright red. Sorry, I can't help myself. We laughed our heads off. Jessica protested, still bright red. Aunt Nazi scolded us for being too improper. Well, no matter how much we try to smooth it over, we are who we are. We couldn't pretend any longer. Still, that laugh really did help us to relax. We were so concerned about the guests getting nervous, we'd gotten even more nervous ourselves. Our chatter from the center of this long table spread to both ends. And ultimately, the dinner went even more smoothly than usual. With some delicious cheese and coffee, our peaceful meal came to an end. Goda won unanimous acclaim and was praised for his skill by all present. After a short period of harmony following the meal, it was decided that we would return to the guest house. Normally, dinner tended to have a very dark atmosphere about it. Yeah. And the adults would often keep that mood as they moved straight onto the family conference. However, perhaps because this year's dinner had been oddly peaceful, everyone decided to take a break, the adults included. After eating, taking a bath, and relaxing while watching TV, I wonder if they'll gather again in the mansion with all this rain and resume that high-tension family conference of theirs. I'd rather not think about it. Apparently Aunt Ava was getting really worked up, trying to convince the rest to start the family conference right away, but it didn't look like many people agreed with her. She wants, come on, let's do this, let's do this. They would probably call it quits for the night. Since they had the guest house duty, Goda and Kumasawa-san were chosen to guide us to the guest house. It's gotta be tough for Goda-san. Even after making and cleaning up such an extravagant dinner, he also has the late night shift at the guest house. I heard that Kumasawa-san, old as she was, would be going to sleep soon. It seemed she was assigned a spare room.
皆様をゲストハウスまでご案内させていただきます。
Goda is just loving this, man. He's just loving this attention.
エリカ様のお部屋もご用意できております。
ありがとうございます。
体調はどうです？具合が悪かったりはしませんか？
ああ、そうだよな。すっかり忘れてたけど、エリカちゃんは溺れてて流れ着いたんだよな。今日は無理しねえで、早く寝た方がいいだろうな。
全然平気です。それよりも緊張と興奮でむしろ寝つけないくらいです。じゃあ遊ぼう。みんなで遊ぼう。トランプしよう。
Maria latched onto her, giggling. The lack of restraint peculiar to youth was very much like Maria. However, we really should be concerned for Erica's physical condition now.
マリア、トランプは私たちと一緒に遊ぼう。エリカお姉ちゃんは疲れてるんだってさ。
Erika Oni-chan.
トランプも好きですよ。
Yeah, look at Erica's character. She's basically like Maria, but she's taller. Like, look, compare her to Jessica here. They look, you can say that it's the same age, right? When you look at this, but she's just like a small one that became bigger. It's not like she grew up. It's just like her body just grew. Yeah.
一息つきましたら、ぜひご一緒させてください。
Like if you had Maria right there and you expanded her. Like she didn't grow up or in age or anything like that. You just made her character model bigger. It's kind of like that.
やったー。
Okay, we're back at the guest house.
あれ
Instantly.
はどちら様ですか？
She's gonna be interested in this. As she passed through the lobby of the entrance hall, Erica stopped walking. Imagine that, right? Coming to this house and seeing this for the first time. Like the epitaph is on the left side, see that? As she passed through the lobby of the entrance hall, Erica stopped walking. When we saw what she was looking at, the rest of us also stopped.
ああ、あちらは黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ様でございますよ。
黄金の魔女。
何やってんだガキども。さっさとゲストハウスへ引き上げるぞ。
Dad, Akira-san, Aunt Ava, Uncle Hideyoshi, and Aunt Rosa all came over. The entire guest house party had gathered. However, Erica's gaze was captured by the portrait of the witch, and she simply stared at it for a while. Imagine if you become rich, right? And then you create something like that. An epitaph. A set of rules that whoever can solve it becomes the head of your family. God damn. That would be cool. That would be cool though. But yeah, except the instructions would be like just normal. Rather than the instructions for this witch's epitaph is, yeah, violent technically. So if they interpret it in a different way, they actually would have killed people, right?
親父は200億相当の黄金を隠し持っていて。
Okay, why do we have golf clubs here?
その隠し場所をあの碑文に記したって言われてる。
Perhaps it was too early for them to all disperse into their individual rooms, because their relatives would return to the guest house all gathered on the first floor, continuing their chat. The topic was a witch's epitaph, which Erica had taken an interest in.
魅力的な謎ですね。誰にでも見られるところに堂々と張り出し、私たちの知恵に挑戦する。そういう挑戦、大好き。
ひゅー。エリカちゃんは案外ノリがいいな。謎解きとか好きなのか？
面白そうじゃないですか。そういう挑戦、多分金蔵さんはあの碑文によって跡継ぎを選ぼうというつもりに違いありませんね。
When she said that, the adults stopped moving. Did they finally realize? That's why? And slowly turned to face Erica.
どうしてそう思うの？
Yeah, I guess when Erica said that, there was some kind of tingling, I guess, especially to Ava right here. Now this is her chance. When Erica said this, it seems pretty clear that Kinzo-san wants to use this epitaph to choose his successor, and they are like, yeah. Aunt Ava spoke with a coaxing voice, though every now and then there had been whisperings among the relatives that whoever solved the epitaph's riddle might be given the family inheritance. This had been no more than wishful thinking, since such a thing had never been specifically stated. And yet, though she only had read it once, the outsider or this outsider had already reached that conclusion. How had she come to it? No, that's not the problem. If you solve the epitaph, you can become the next head. She wasn't trying to make it sound like wishful thinking, but an outright fact. So they closed in around Erica, asking why she was so sure.
大富豪が謎を解いた者に富を譲るというのは割とよくあるシチュエーションです。
So I guess for this game, fifth game, Erica is the trigger.
そしてご当主の金蔵さんはその碑文を新聞に載せたのではなく。
No, what I mean as trigger is like in the other games, right? When Maria gives the letter and then the people starts to like think about the epitaph, right? But now this time it's Erica who not really suggested, but yeah, was just talking about it.
お屋敷の中に掲示しました。つまりこのお屋敷の人間を対象にした謎だということです。
そうだよな。この屋敷の中である以上、この屋敷に出入りできない者には解きようがない。つまりこの屋敷の人間にじいさまは挑戦してきたってわけだ。
グッド。
Good.
良い思考です。あの碑文が屋敷内にあったという一時からでもその程度のことを読み取ることが可能です。
At first, this Erica or Furudo Erica girl seemed to be the fairly silent type, but that apparently wasn't the case. As she grew excited by the challenge to a game of wits, she became much more talkative than I had imagined. What happens if she solves it though, right? She's a detective, they said. What if she solves it? What happens then?
なるほどな。屋敷の中に碑文があるんは屋敷の人間に読ませるためってのは確かに道理や。
でも家督を譲る相手までも選ぶというのは言い切れるものなの？
この謎を解いて得られる宝がほんのささやかなものでしかないなら私もそこまでは思いません。
そうよね。隠された黄金の価値は200億。
True.
それはまさに後宮家の財産そのものだわ。
それを受け継ぐということは後宮家を引き継ぐことと限りなく同じ意味です。
I mean, technically you are, right? When you solve it, you are technically inheriting the USHIROMIYA family itself.
つまり碑文に込めた黄金の隠し場所という謎は後宮家の実質的な後継者選びに他ならないということです。
The idea that the one who solved the epitaph would be chosen as a successor had been passed around by some of the relatives for a while now. However, since it had never been specifically announced, it was nothing more than an optimistic dream. Thinking this, they decided to abandon all consideration of this point until the details were made clear. Erica had clearly declared that this uncertain point was in fact true. If one of the relatives had said it, people would have thought it to be merely an optimistic dream. However, when this was declared by a complete outsider, those words seemed even more credible. Everyone remained silent for a while, slowly considering what those words implied.
ただ碑文がそこに存在するだけで、フルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。いかがでしょうか、皆様方。
横やりで申し訳ねえけどさ、一応はうちの父さんが次期当主なわけだぜ。隠し黄金を誰が見つける云々はともかくよ、見つけたら当主ってのはそういうことにはならねえんじゃねえかよ。
Jessica thought the treasure hunting part of the epitaph was really fun. However, she couldn't help but let her expression grow bitter once they started talking about undermining her father's position. I mean, I guess you could understand what Jessica is saying here, right?
私の推理から演繹する限り。
Because yes, her dad is supposed to be the successor, even though she doesn't have like the same interest. But yeah, her dad is the successor, at least right now.
金蔵さんは次期当主のクラウスさんに円滑な当主継承を望んでいないと考えられます。
Damn, imagine saying that, right? Is Kraus even here or what?
どうしてだよ。
Yeah, I don't think Kraus is here though.
莫大な財産を持つ後宮家の当主なら政治的な意味で様々な影響力を持つことになるでしょう。ならば本来その継承は厳格であり、一切の紛れが入るべきではありません。
そうね。うちの人の好きな戦国武将の話でもよくあるわ。後継ぎ候補が複数いたりすると大抵お家騒動の火種になる。
そやな。だからトラブルを未然に防ぐためにしっかりと後継者を指名しておくのが大切なんや。
That is very true though, yeah. When you're alive and you're rich like this, super rich, you better say who your successor is, because if you don't, if for example you just die, a lot of people will try to claim what you have, right? And there will be a fight. There will be a fight.
時には競合する後継者を粛清することさえあるんやで。
The Sengoku commander Hideyoshi admired Toyotomi Hideyoshi, made his son-in-law Hidetsugu commit seppuku. But it was rumored that he might have done this to make Hideyori, who was his real son and born after Hidetsugu, his true heir. Damn, imagine that, right? Just killing someone outright. Not technically killed him, but he ordered him. Jesus. In other words, naming a successor was a way to make it generally known that a single unique person would be acknowledged by everyone, and a way to remove any chance of another person becoming an opposing candidate. Could they just not say that, yeah, you're not gonna be my successor? I mean, I guess maybe you could say that if, like for the story here, right? For Hidetsugu, I mean, he could fight them, right? Especially back then, if he had people behind him, yeah, they would probably go to war with each other to be the successor, and it would just, yeah, equal more losses. What if both of them dies, right? Then nothing.
グッド、まさにその通りです。あのような碑文の存在はクラウスさんの次期当主の肩書きを危ぶませる意味しかありません。つまり金蔵さんがクラウスさんに当主を円満に継承させたいと願うなら、あのような危険なものをわざわざ人目にさらす理由がないわけです。
そうね。チェス盤をひっくり返せば確かにそう言える。
当主は継承するけれども200億の黄金は譲らない、溶けた誰かに譲るというのはおかしな話だわ。
Ginzo would pass on the title of the family head, but he would only give up the 20 billion yen in gold to the person who solved the epitaph. He really couldn't call this passing on the headship in the truest sense.
そういうことです。以上の推理により、金蔵さんがクラウスさんを本当に後継者だと認めていたか怪しむことができるわけです。ただ碑文がそこに存在するだけで、フルドエリカはこの程度の推理が可能です。いかがでしょうか、ジェシカさん。
なんだよそれ。何が推理だ、デタラメだ、こじつけだ。
Jessica let her emotions lay bare and glared at Erica. Erica, on the other hand, looked exceedingly calm with an expression that said, well, that's just the truth, right? I see. It looks like the table manners aren't the only way this girl is fitting for the USHIROMIYA family. It seems she really does match the family, even when it'd be better if she didn't.
まあまあ、落ち着けよ、ジェシカ。
I mean, you can understand Jessica here. Yes, you can understand her. It's pretty much like Erica suggesting that someone can just take her father's position as the head.
エリカもそれくらいにしろって。
Or successor, I mean.
まあその後継者云々の話は置いといてもやな。
We can put this to the side now, but these adults are already thinking about it, especially Ava.
いずれにせよ、お父さんからのビッグクエスチョンやというのは間違いないやろな。200億やで。
But if for most of them, I guess, like the real target is the money, the 20 billion yen. Being the head, I guess, is maybe Ava's, Ava wanted to be the head, so maybe for her, like, yeah, that is one of the goals, plus the money as well, right? But I guess for the other people, for example, let's say Rudolph, Kirie, Rosa, I mean, let's say even Hideyoshi, it doesn't really matter to them. If they solve it and they get the headship, for them, they just need money. Yes, the money is what they need. That is the real target right here.
マリアちゃん、もし見つけたら何に使う？
She's gonna say she's gonna buy candy and toys.
おお、黄金鏡は黄金だけじゃない。
Ooh, she's actually answering normally here.
もっと神聖な場所なの。
Uncle Hideyoshi kept trying to force himself to chuckle and improve the mood. Everyone else tried to play along, but Jessica's mood didn't get any better.
エリカちゃんも碑文の謎に挑戦してみたくなったのかい？
はい、灰色の脳細胞がうずきまくりです。ですので、謎解きを早速始めたいと思います。
Well, she's gonna try to actually solve it. George Aniki smoothly turned the conversation around. Just like the time she'd made everyone laugh in the dining hall, Erica looked about with gleeful eyes and jumped at the chance.
気に入ったわ。せっかくエリカちゃんが面白がってくれてるんだし、また去年みたいにみんなで謎解きをしてみましょうよ。
Let's all try and solve it together just like last year. What? They actually tried to solve it already?
私コーヒー入れるわ。欲しい人は手を挙げて。マリアはダメよ。眠れなくなっちゃうでしょ。
マリアもブラック飲む。ワクワクしません？こういう謎。私は大好きです。
Erica said that and smiled, though she must have known that she ticked Jessica off and made the atmosphere sour. She just smiled nonchalantly.
別に10月5日の事件を待たなくても解ける謎はあるってわけ。
Okay, so it really is the witch's epitaph. Yes.
そりゃ、俺も何度か挑んださ。だが。
でもさっぱりわからなかったから、投げ出して考えるのをやめた。
I mean, it's kind of hard to solve anyways. Like for example, even if you are there in Rokinjima yourself, I think that is very hard to understand. The epitaph itself, you need to understand what it really means. Of course, it doesn't mean like to actually kill people, right?
でしょ?
It pissed me off, but I don't have a good counter for that. After all, I don't get the epitaph at all. I don't even know what the beloved hometown means. Yeah, that is the hardest one, I think. Because technically that is the beginning, right? Who knows? They've said a lot of stuff. What was it? Odawara? And then Hideyoshi said something like Sweet Fish River. And then said Freshwater River. So if you can't find that first one, you're kind of screwed. You cannot find the key, I mean. See? Much less the parts about the Sweet Fish River and the key. Thinking that a few more hints would show up if I waited, I kept on waiting and just stopped thinking.
あなたなりの答えは準備できてる？私が今から解いちゃうから。
Ooh, really?
何？
ペルンはね、ここで碑文の謎を解いちゃったのよ。さすが奇跡の魔女ね。解ける謎であるならば、難易度に関係なく必ず解ける。今度は解くのに何年かけたの？
失敬ね。かけらをほんの数百個ほど漁っただけじゃない。
A few hundred fragments.
やっぱり恐ろしいわ、あんたは。
それは、赤で答えをいきなり語るとか、そういうインチキじゃねえんだろうな。
安心なさい。あなたと同じプレイヤーとしてのルールにのっとってよ。じゃあ、始めようかしら。ここじゃ狭いわ。海の上で話しましょう。オッ
ケー。酔わないでね、バトラー。
海って何の話だ？
Yeah, what do you mean by the sea? I thought the whole world had turned pitch black, and the next moment I was struck by a strange floating sensation. This must be what it feels like to suddenly have the floor drop from under you, sending you into a bottomless pit. Isn't this the... like in Higurashi, I think? It's, what do you call this again? Like the fragments? I forgot what it's called, but something like that. Let's see this. Tips. There's no tips. Donbori. Donbori is simply food served on top of rice in a deep bowl. The bowl is also called donbori, hence the name. Many types of food can be served donbori style, including curry, karedon, beef, gyudon, or perhaps chicken and egg, oyakodon, meaning parent and child donbori. Okay, so it seems like we're gonna be solving it and it might take a long session, so I guess we'll take a break here for now and we'll do that in the next episode. But can she solve it though? I mean, they're actually saying it, right? That this is the part where Burn Castle actually solves it. So we'll find out, But honestly, okay, why is she here though? Burn Castle's double servant, also a piece who was manifested in the human world. Because she is human, she cannot use magic and the like. However, because she is in contact with Burn Castle in the higher world and it can appeal to her to use higher world miracles and authority on her behalf, it would probably be no exaggeration to call Erika a human capable of wielding the power of the witch. Beatrice. Because she is no more than a piece and the higher plane version of her has withdrawn from being the game master, she is not in a position to know the truth behind the fifth game. This means she is in a different position than the one she'd held in the previous games. Honestly, this fifth game, it feels like the first game yet again. It kind of feels like that I mean, except of course that Burn Castle and Lambda Delta are here, and then we have a new character. But it kind of feels like that because Beatrice is, yeah, she's pretty much incapacitated right now. That's why it kind of just feels like that. But other than that, it's still fun, and I am enjoying it. So let's see what happens next episode. Are we gonna solve it? Are we not gonna solve it? This is gonna be fun. And I can't wait to see the reaction though. If, for example, she actually solves it, right? And then what happens then? Are the characters gonna get angry? Are the characters gonna try to take it from her? We will see. Maybe she becomes the head, right? That'll be funny. So anyways, we're gonna continue this and do more of Umineko When They Cry, episode 5 in the next one. So I'll just see you then, guys. Bye-bye.